Welcome to the National Federation of the Blind's virtual town meeting, part 2 tonight.
Hello and welcome everyone to the National Federation of the Blind of Indiana Town Hall meeting. I'm Kelly Vaughn. I'm with WHMB TV 40 here in Indianapolis, and I'll be opening up today's program. I'd like to at this time bring in some of the biggest cheerleaders and supporters of NFB Indiana. Your hosts for today, Lee Martin and Florence Myers.
We want to welcome you to the National Federation of the Blind Newsline Indiana show. And I'm your host, Lee Martin, and our co-host, Florence Myers. Once again, to our listening and viewing audience, we have a fantastic show for you today. And we trust that you pay great attention as we here in the National Federation of the Blind of Indiana are doing our annual convention. And today is the opening programming of the convention with our town hall meeting. Our town hall meeting today, we have our national rep, and she is Miss Everly Hairston. She is a strong advocate with the National Federation of the Blind. She is a woman of great culture, great respect. She is an icon and a legend in the history of the National Federation of the Blind, as well as in her community. And you'll learn a lot about her activism and her activities with the civil rights movement.
I have, however, had an opportunity to listen to the podcast, and in reading your book, Blind Ambition, I've learned a lot about you, and you are a phenomenal woman.
Well, gee.
Ms. Harrison, again, as Lee Martin has just said, I want to ditto what he said. Welcome to our show. It is an honor to have you as our special guest today.
We're going to take us a short pause, and we're going to come back with our guest. As you can hear, that she is just going to give you a lot of insight and a lot of inspiration. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Enjoy the commercials. See you shortly.
NFB Newsline celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month.
Mi nombre es Enrique. Quiero hablarles de NFB Newsline. NFB Newsline es un servicio para gente no vidente o de poca visión que les permite leer periódicos y revistas. Para más información, llamen al 855-693-6476 o métanse en la página de web en nfbnewsline-in.org. NFB Newsline is a service for the print impaired to read newspapers and magazines. You can subscribe or get more information by calling 855-963-6476 or going to the webpage at nfbnewsline-in.org.
Read NFB Newsline.
It's free.
Now, did not we say that Miss Evers Hairston is a phenomenal woman? We have another question, and this next question comes from Mr. Ray Montgomery.
Right. Well, thank you. Pause that. Take two. Thank you, Florence. Thank you, President Martin. And thank you, Ms. Hairston, for allowing me to come on the NFB Newsline show and talk to you and really get to know you a little bit better. So my question is, what can we do as the National Federation of the Blind to really increase job opportunities for our fellow blind brothers and sisters?
That is an excellent question. I often share this with chapters. So many of the members do not feel the need to get blindness skills. A lot of people feel that Braille is antiquated. It is not. When you are a college grad and you cannot read Braille, what that simply means that you are educated, but yet illiterate. I believe that. I have witnessed and experienced that. And so getting blindness skills is one of the main ingredients for getting and maintaining a job. Having orientation and mobility skills on the job is extremely important. Not having to have someone take you by the arm and lead you when you're on the job. Now, are we discriminated against because of our blindness, sometimes because of the color of our skin? I experienced that. But I have said often, life is tough, but apparently I am tougher because you know what? I experienced those challenges, but I did not allow any of those challenges and difficulties that I experienced to stop me from striving to pursue my dream and to become employed, but not just employed, but to be able to move up the ladder.
Thank you.
What a great answer to a wonderful question. And we have more questions and answers coming forth. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with our guest, Miss Everly Harris.
NFB Newsline celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month.
Mi nombre es Enrique. Quiero hablarles de NFB Newsline. NFB Newsline es un servicio para gente no vidente o de poca visión que les permite leer periódicos y revistas. Para más información, llamen al 855-693-6476 o métanse en la página de web en nfbnewsline-in.org. NFB Newsline is a service for the print impaired to read newspapers and magazines. You can subscribe or get more information by calling 855-963-6476 or going to the webpage at nfbnewsline-in.org.
Read NFB Newsline.
It's free.
Now, our next question comes from, actually was from Dr. Yvette Reed, and who was not able to be here this afternoon. However, a question is going to be presented through Rod. And Rod, you have a question for Dr. Hairston.
Does the use of the term equality in Blind Equality Achievement Month help perpetuate ableist ideas we are trying to combat? Why or why not?
Our pledge for the National Federation of the Blind is, I pledge to participate actively in the efforts of the National Federation of the Blind to achieve equality, opportunity, and security for the blind, to support the policies and programs of the Federation, and to abide by its constitution.
Okay.
So what equity means versus the equality that we need to look at today is fair. Fair. Equity means what's fair? and independent. So if we look at the history of the National Federation of the Blind, unfortunately, there were times when Blacks were not welcomed into the National Federation of the Blind. And in recent years, unfortunately, there were chapters and affiliates who did not feel that it was necessary to give or to allow, if you will, Blacks the opportunity to be leaders in the chapter, in the affiliate. Those things happen. Even as a national board member, I have attended state conventions, and I have talked about that at a national convention where there was discrimination, unfairness was presented, and it's real. But we must believe in ourselves and not allow those things to stop us. Because when I was in a state there to represent our national president at a state convention, and I had quickly gone to my room to freshen up after arriving by plane and going to meet the president there. I arrived at the elevator and I could hear people talking among themselves. And so the person that I am in my character, I said, "Good evening, hello, ladies." And I heard nothing. I said it not twice, but 3 times, and no one responded. Then I heard the elevator stop on our floor. And I tried again. I said, "Are you getting on the elevator?" And the response was, "I'm not getting on the elevator with you." And they called me the N-word. How did I treat that? I treated that with thinking about what I had done over the years when I marched with Dr. King, knowing that I had in my lifetime tried to make things better so that there was fairness for me as an African-American woman. And so I did not stoop to their level. What was interesting is that when I arrived on the first floor, shortly afterwards, I could tell that those were the same voices that I'd heard on the floor when they walked up to the president and said, "Hi." My back was turned to them. And the president said, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you are here because I would like to introduce you to our national representative." Can you imagine what they must have looked like then? But I remain the person that I am. Respectful, vigilant, and knowing that I was there for a purpose and was not going to stoop to their level. I had a responsibility and I performed that responsibility. All we can do is make note and work hard at trying to make a difference. Some people will never change. And that is something we must unfortunately accept. But that does not mean that we as individuals need to change who we are. That's my answer.
Well, I'll tell you what, that answer is helping me out a lot. I tell you, as I contemplate my own biases and my own leadership in these days and times, I certainly gravitate to just every word that you just said.
Yeah, discrimination has been in the world for years. It continues to be. But you must believe in who you are and your mission and your purpose and go forward in spite of. Look at what's happening in our world today.
So far, so great with this town hall meeting. I trust that you all are enjoying it. I know that I am, and I'm most certain that you are as well. So our next question will come from Mr. Kane Brolin.
Such an honor, Ms. Hairston, to have you at this convention, and it's great to meet you. My question is just this. You've seen so much in your life. Do you believe that it is better now for Americans in minority groups and Americans with disabilities than it was 50 years ago? And the second part is, what more would you like to see changed during your lifetime?
Great question. Absolutely, things have changed. 50 years ago, there was so much discrimination and lack of services for the blind. Without the white cane law, the blind cannot walk the streets with a cane. Blind people were not employed as they are today. Blind people could not travel as they do today. So, I mean, there's just so many things. The blind people weren't employed in many of the companies and organizations in government as they are today. And a lot of that is due to the organizations for the blind, because one of the things that I have done over the years is I have gone to Washington, D.C. since 1989. I have not missed going to the Washington seminar. When we go to Washington seminar and we take our issues to Congress and to our senators, we have been successful in fighting for the services and the advancement for accessibility for the blind. So yes, things have changed, but there's always room for more. As we grow, as we advance, as people change, as things in our world change, as we see that every day when you look at the news, things are changing. The world is changing. So what can we do? We can continue to stick together as an organization and remember that what's important for us so that we can continue to go forward is to understand, and I really mean that, understand our brand architecture. Know what our tagline is. You can live the life you want. First of all, you have to believe that. Too many blind people still don't believe that they can live the life they want. Our brand promise, together with love, hope, and determination, we transform dreams into reality. You have to believe that. Whatever your dream is, you must believe that it can be transformed into reality. But not just alone. Remember, together. That's the first word, together. We can do it together. And then we have our brand proposition. I am filled with hope, energy, and love. By participating in the National Federation of the Blind, my expectations are raised. My contributions make a difference to me and to others, and I can celebrate the realization of my dreams with my Federation family. And most important, that we must continue to strive and to focus on to go forward is the National Federation of the Blind's brand personality. What is our personality? We are inspiring, we are innovative, we are powerful, and we are inviting. We must continue to focus on our brand personality and believe in that in order to go forward, to move forward, and to meet the challenges that we will encounter today and tomorrow. We must remember that today is the first day of the rest of our lives. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is the first day of the rest of our lives. What can we do today? Don't put off waiting for tomorrow. Do what you can today.
So, Ms. Hairston, we have a couple of questions for you as a part of today's town hall meeting. And these are from members who could not make the call today. And this particular question comes from Alex Gillen. And he says, there are many who say the NFB is in the midst of a transition as it relates to intersectionality of our membership. How would you characterize this transition? And what advice would you give to Federation members who may feel disenchanted or confused about these times in the NFB?
I would say that that is true. We are in a different time in our life, and it's everywhere. Things are different. And one of the things about the National Federation of the Blind, we are very innovative and we are able to move with the times. We are a very powerful organization and we accept people as they are and we respect them, because that is one of the things that we do and teach in the National Federation of the Blind, is to teach others that it is respectable to be blind, regardless of your ethnicity, whatever challenges or whatever you choose to be, we still accept you and want to invite you into our organization.
All right, all right. Have one more question for you. Okay,
Sure.
and this is from Angela Timberlake. And she asks, what obstacles or challenges that you have faced are you thankful that you experienced? And how do you feel that they have shaped you into the strong and accomplished woman that you are today?
One of the things that in early on, when I first started losing my sight, I went for service and was denied, but I didn't stop. What I did is I got in touch with the National Federation of the Blind. I was invited to a convention, and that was back in 1987. And I have not stopped since. I've been involved in the National Federation of the Blind at many levels. And I attribute really what is going on with me is all of the challenges that I have had to meet. I will say to anyone, never give up. And one of the ways in which I have been able to continue, I attribute it to my faith. And that was my upbringing.
Well, Miss Everly Hairston, I tell you, thanks for that answer.
Yes, sir.
I tell you, you done set the world on fire today. I tell you, I certainly am enjoying all of this. And I know that our listening and viewing audience throughout the state of Indiana, as well as around the country that has joined in for our National Federation of the Blind Indiana Town Hall meeting, which actually opens up the National Federation of the Blind Indiana Convention. So we've had such a great conversation today and with our affiliate members. And I know that our state president, Ms. Diane Graves, she wanted to be on this so badly, but she also had other obligations with employment. So she sends her apologies, but you'll hear a lot from her throughout the convention, as you will with our former president and also board member, Mr. Ron Brown, throughout our convention. And Ms. Harrison, I tell you, we just want to thank you. I mean, I'm just lost for words. Florence, you got something to say with her?
Oh, goodness. I mean, I have been hanging on every word, every answer to each question. And Ms. Harrison, I cannot wait until our convention. Actually, as far as some of the wisdom that you shared today, I cannot wait until we can hear you speak, goodness, at our banquet, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and I wish you were here, I tell you. Hey, Rob,
I wish I were there too. But I
real
want to
quick.
thank both of you for what you're doing. It is excellent. It is a way to reach and to really increase your membership. That's something that we focus on. We want to continue to focus on membership. So I thank both of you for what you're doing. It is marvelous.
You know, we do so much work throughout our federation. All of us do. Each one of us, member by member, person by person. And to just, you know, it's just like when you need a refresher, or you need a boot, or you need a kick in the pants. You're just all that. And I tell you, just a great reboot. And for me personally, and I know that for our membership as well, we've been blessed just to have you. So until next time, may God continue to bless you and keep you. See you next week.
The National Federation of the Blind, Newsline, Indiana. For more information, go to nfb-in.org or call 855-963-6476. That's 855-963-6476. The National Federation of the Blind encourages you to live the life you want.